All right. Taylor, we're live again. It worked so good in Dallas, we figured, why not do it for a duet? I got Matthew Taylor, we got Danny Catullo, and we got Respect the Line coming to you live. Pretty excited about this one. This will be the first time that we're going to be taking some phone calls live on air, too. Hope you're pumped.
Yep. I am. Can't wait. Can't wait.
All right. So we start off every episode with the court report, and this one's going to be no different. We're going to start off with the Lone Star Bocce Open. So out in Dallas, Texas, you and I, Taylor, played for the first time together out there in Dallas for Big E's tournament, and it was, he puts on a show, man. I mean, between guaranteed 9 games of bocce, probably some of the best food served at a bocce tournament, just over and over and over again. I mean, and just the music, the atmosphere, like the competition. It was a blast. It always is. It's my third year going. I had such a good time. How about you?
Yeah. I mean, apparently I was going for the record for most plates of food, like most calories consumed in one weekend. I ran out of gas Saturday, man. I couldn't really eat much more.
I was shocked by how many plates you had. Shocked. It was.
What happens when I get bored? You guys drink and I eat, and that's why I'm 250 pounds, dude. I mean, it's like I can't. Trust me. You think I don't? I didn't go back to the B&B and want to like kill myself, like Jesus. But I'm amazed I can throw a bocce ball, dude. We're going to Jerry's. I don't want to be early about it or nothing, but they're gonna have a lot of food there, and I'm not gonna be able to help myself. So. It's yeah. The food was great. The track was beautiful. My wife Christian, she actually enjoyed it because she bet on horses and she's not a gambler. She loved it. We did our live show there. Music was great. Big E was great. Everyone was great. Pretty sure he liked it. Yeah, it was a good time, man. It was a good time.
In the top, we'll usually do top 4, but really the top 8 was dominated by the Ohio region. I believe 6 of the 8 teams were from Ohio. We also had Salsita Train, who had Nick Capogreco, of course, from Ohio. But just given the rounding out the top 4 like we normally do, in 4th place, and they barely made the goal bracket. Barely made the goal bracket was Jimmy Paisano's Vivos and Jonathan Vivo, the Vivos Barbare. So we got Johnny Vivo, we got Jimmy Pie, we got Bobby Middle, and of course Peter Barak, the sharpshooter, the assassin. They made 4th place, and they had a heck of a run. They literally had to just win out. They barely got in. Once they got into the goal bracket, though, that's when they really started showing up, and they put on a good showing to get to 4th place. And they were just one roll away from making it to that 3rd place game.
Yeah, I mean, James Salvaggio, I gotta give him some love because he was missing every ball. Okay, every ball that game. And I felt bad for him. And then he had the last ball, deep left wall. And he couldn't shoot because shooting would have done no good. He had to beat a 20-inch point and buried it for the game. I was obviously rooting for Jimmy because that's my dude. But man, I was happy for James to roll that in. That was cool, man. So James, good, nice way to rebound, get your team the W. So it was a great game. It's a really great game.
So James' team now, he's a great shooter. James is, but he's really worked on his rolling over the last couple years and has only gotten better and better. So James was playing with Chris Federico, and there was Sergio DeFranco and Tony Mel Sr. had all come out to Dallas. And it was a lot of fun. Those guys coming out there. We got to play them a couple times. And we had a game where we beat them again. So we got to go back to the championship. And we were the 2nd place team, Taylor. So that was you, me, Leo, and Leo Giannotti and Anthony LaBarbera. And we had a nice run there, getting the second place. We had a great championship, which we'll get into, but we lost 3 times to the champions. So they well-deserved champions. And that was the bros. That was Bocce Bros plus Dennis. So Dante and Chris Lovell, Anthony Cugini, and Dennis Trenard. And I can't say anything more than those guys just showed the hell out. Showed the hell out there, man. They played so good in that championship game. And I mean, we tried everything we could. We switched sides, we switched rollers, we pulled every trick in the book to try to get them. And we came close, but they beat us 12-10 in that first championship game. Would have really, really, really liked to bring it to game 2 because I felt like we had a great chance if we won the first one. But those guys deserve it, and they got the dub.
Listen. To all of you people that are watching or will watch, okay, I'm going to make this very simple for you. If you want to win a tournament, all you have to do is make the championship against me, and you will win. Okay? You want to talk math? You want to talk about statistics? The statistics show if you play me in a championship game, I'm going to roll really well, and you are going to win. That's it. Congratulations, Bocce Bros. Dennis, great. You guys played awesome. If you want to win, just make it to the championship against us, and you will win. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
That's it.
It's second place sucks. It just sucks. And the worst thing that people can tell you is good run. Great run. And then you get your silver medal, and you have to take a second place photo. And like that's the last thing I'm thinking about is nice run.
Yeah, and Dennis Trenard, this prick, okay? Middle of the game, I have to shoot a ball, full court back wall, okay? I was shooting earlier in the day. I was hitting everything. I just shoot this ball full court. Some weird spin. I wish we could get that footage on there. This weird thing. Dude, fucking Dennis, dude.
Yeah, I know. I prefer that somebody was a dick to me, over being nice. I talked about when I played Cap in Vegas that he told me nice shot once and I wanted to throw up. Like same thing. Like this was not what I expected, not what I want. Stop playing those mind games to me. I want to hate you right now. I don't want to love you. I don't want to hear nice.
Yeah, for sure. But he actually meant it. Like, dude, I know you don't want to hear this. It's a great shot. Like he doesn't really, talk much. And I wanted to kill him. I literally wanted to fight him right there. And subsequently we lost. So it made it even better. And then of course, Danny, we had to take the dreaded second place picture. You know how I feel about those. I'm done. I'm telling all the people that run tournaments, if I get second again in a tournament, I am not taking a picture. Don't fucking ask. Okay.
Well, you're definitely getting second again. That's
I'm not certainty. I'm not taking a picture. It's a
mathematical certainty. I hate them. And I think I'm a relatively happy person. But I absolutely hate taking those pictures, especially that game. There was some chirping. These guys played me short. I got upset about it. I got to hit and stick.
Yeah.
Then I get Dennis sticking one right back in my ass. It was a fun game.
That was a hell of a sequence. So the game was tight. They had played you short. You and Leo hit all your balls. You stuck the last 2 balls. We made 4. You're cheering. You're doing your thing. You're pounding your chest. Next frame, I bury a ball. Dennis sticks it dead and stares at you, right? And LaBarbera steps right up before anybody could finish celebrating. The ball was laying on the pill. He hits the ball, and the pill goes to the back. In that sequence, those were like 4 or 5 of the greatest shots I've been a part of in a row.
And he made two.
And Anthony just walked back to my end like nothing happened, and I love it. It was great. It was great.
It was
So yeah,
awesome. It's for people that don't know us and really don't know our style of bocce, because there's people from all over the country there. That's what makes that tournament so special. You got teams from California, teams from Oregon, a couple teams from Texas, teams from New York. They're really coming from all over the place to come play, which is pretty amazing that Big E is able to draw that. But if you don't know us, you may think like, oh man, these two hate each other, because Dennis and I, we talked, we got into it, and it was me. I was instigating it, not necessarily trying to get in his head, but this is the way that I play. And Dennis had enough of it, and he wanted to make sure I knew that. But after the game, after the championship game, for us, the competition gets left on the court. Like after that's over, it's great shots and everything. Like, let's have a beer together and celebrate, a long bocce day tournament. And so I'm proud of those guys. They did very well. I tell you what, though, they really all played great. But Chris Lovell, throughout our 3 games especially, was just fantastic. I mean, not just the hitting, too. He's a great hitter. He played when I would think he's an above his average for hitting, which he's always a very good hitter, but he was great. His rolling was phenomenal. Like he wasn't beating 5-foot balls. He's beating 1.5, 2-foot balls, like pressure balls as a hitter. He played phenomenal. I hate to say it because, I wanted to take the W, but if there was a team that got it and deserved it, it was those guys. They played better than us. And so they got the championship.
Yeah. I'd like to see them do that again because that was unbelievable. Not taking anything away from it. The way they played was crazy. And let's talk about Anthony Cugini for a second, okay? That man was probably the drunkest dude in the whole facility during our championship game. At one point, he rolled a ball full court, literally almost fell into the score table and buried it 6 inches. Buried it 6 inches. I don't even think he knew where he was at. Every ball he rolled was a dime. I don't get it. I don't know what happened. I think he had a baby in his hand the one time he rolled too. I don't know what was going on down that end.
I don't know. Gianni gave him the baby. I was like, what are you doing? Right. Don't give him the baby.
I'm like, no, great job, Johnny. Get him off his game. Nope. He had a baby in his hand. He was falling down, drunk, almost killed himself, and he rolled 6 inches. It's unbelievable. Can't make it up.
We had one of those days. One of those days. All right. So Dallas, that was a phenomenal time. Before we get into what's going on next, why don't we get a little live update from our friends up north and do a little BC News. We'll get a nice video in from Pat and the guys up at Extreme Bocce.
All right, good evening, everybody. Shout out from Canada. So we are here at Catullo Social Club on a Wednesday night. It's Extreme Bocce League. It's our last day of a 10-week season, playoffs. Everybody's in-house. But before that, we are joined by a very special guest, Patrick Pezzin, President of Ontario Bocce, currently ranked #1 in Canada. So, Pat, you wanted to say a few words. We want to share some info with our American neighbors. What's going on?
Yeah, so welcome to our American neighbors. Here's the Canadian Weekly Update.
All right, perfect.
This is a special weekend here. We have our National Singles Championship, which is we call the Polino d'Oro.
Yep.
Golden Polino. We actually, the winner actually wins a little Golden Polinos. Worth some money with the prices of gold right now.
And who wins most of those Polinos?
Well,
lately.
So we have a field of 33 players.
33 players.
33 players, double elimination. We rotate this tournament. We're hosting it here in Toronto one year and Montreal the next year.
Right.
We have 8 Montreal players coming. We have 25 players from Toronto playing, and we have 4 former champs. So we have Albert, our president, who won in the 90s.
President of Canadian Bocce Federation, right?
Nick DeMichele, he's won 3 times. His last one was in 2016. But he's most famously known for actually beating Gianluca Formicorno, the world's best player in Brazil in 2006 in the Worlds.
Beautiful.
And then we have Rodino Ricci. He's our defending champ. He's won the last 2 times that it's been. He's a 2-time champ. Both times he won. The last 2 times it was hosted in Montreal, he won. And then myself, I'm a 4-time champ, and I've won the last 3 times that it's been hosted here in
Excellent.
Toronto.
Beautiful.
But I also want to mention that 2 of the 33 players playing. 2 of the greatest that have never won this tournament. So one would be a BBN fan favorite. We've got Alfie Bartolucci. He's played this tournament maybe 25 times. He's never finalized. He's never made the final.
Okay.
So that's quite remarkable. Maybe this will be the year. We got Gian Piero Ciletti. He's a phenomenal player.
Yep.
He's come close. He's BSB'd this twice. So he finished twice. Maybe this will be the year that he breaks through.
Okay. And all right, so thanks. We'll have more stories on the
I
weekend.
want to bring some upcoming players.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, who's the up-and-comers? Go ahead.
So we got Tim Guerrero from Montreal. He's coming. He's Albert's son. He was just phenomenal at the Canadian Championship. Let's see what game he brings here. I'm expecting a podium finish for him. Mm-hmm. We got Matt Lipa working on his game.
The up-and-comer. Yes, he's the buzz. He's the buzz all around
improved. Here. He works hard on his game.
He sure does.
He's never breaking the top 3 in this event, so maybe this will be the year.
He's got some great hair.
All right,
Go on.
And then another fan favorite of we have Valerie Pauletta.
Valerie, yes.
Valerie,
Queen of the North.
So she's been stringing on some single victories of late.
Yeah.
So let's see if she can. This is her 3rd Plino d'Oro. Let's see where she finishes this week.
Perfect.
We won't be streaming BBM, but we will be on Facebook Live.
Okay, cool.
The Final Four on Sunday, so we'll be.
Tune into that, guys. So if you guys will share the link, it's Canadian Bocce Federation. Okay, we'll share that with you if you guys want to tune in. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right. Got a nice video there from Pat. Listen.
Wait a minute.
Matt,
I want to make
from
sure I heard
Canada.
it back. Did he say BS Bead? Is that what he said? Is that what he said? Hold on. Time out. You know what?
Fired.
I'm taking out. He can't believe he threw BSB out there. It's unbelievable. You know what? That's how popular BSB is. Okay, we're out in Canada. I only got one wing shop. This guy's talking about us in Canada. Okay,
you know, it was great because he sent the video to both of us, and I knew that you wouldn't listen because you hate prepping for the show. Like you just want to go in live, and like
yeah.
you want Scudone and I just to have everything ready for you. He's very.
Yep.
This is for the whole crowd out here. Whit, Biggie, Lauren, Jen, everyone that's tuned in. Buckeye, Taylor is like he needs everything set up on a platter for him. He needs the link sent to his email. He can't look at it on his text. He needs his phone set up. He's our prima donna. This is like we have to get him all ready. Hair, makeup, outfit has to have him all set up for the show. And so I knew he wasn't going to look at this, and I knew that they were going to be able, that he was going after BSP, that Pat was, and I was loving it. And just to watch the reaction on your face when he did it, it was priceless.
I'm sure everybody got a good laugh about that. You know, okay. All right, Danny, that's cool. Yeah, yep. I'm the Matt Lauer of the show, okay? I'm the Matt Lauer of the show. So, yes.
You 100% are. You are the you are the talent.
So, you know what? Let's cool. All right, Pat. All right, I see you, Pat. Yeah. Okay.
I like it. You know, not just Ohio players, not just PA players can be chirping. We had somebody right from Canada coming right at you. I love it. I love it.
I do. BSB. Okay. All right, bro. I'm coming out to that tournament next year. I'm gonna register as Canadian. I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna win that thing. I'm never coming back. I want that gold Paulina so I could throw it in the trash can in the plane on the way home like I did the Dallas tournament. Bullshit.
So Taylor, we're going to be previewing the trucking tournament. So this would be the high stakes. But just to give some shout outs to the people that are watching, I said some of the names. Biggie is also tuned in from Greece. So Biggie, you put on the tournament. He's in Greece. Unfortunately, lost his father over the weekend, who was a fantastic guy. He actually came out to Lowville to come watch. His dad did. And one of the most epic stories was, he's watching the tournament, but he's also on his phone watching videos in Greek on like max volume, like totally max volume, and has no clue that it's even like interrupting the players.
Yeah.
I was crying. It was so funny. He was such a great guy. Biggie, of course, one of the best in the business. And, thank you, Biggie, for joining in. We got Jen Hardy. We got Corey Whitway. We got, of course, the Hardys are tuned in. We got Mike Panino, tuning in. He says there's only 2 teams from Ohio right now registered for Las Vegas. So he said there's still a couple spots available, I believe, for anyone that wants to do Las Vegas. That's going to be in late February next year. And Big E says Dallas, Texas will be November 13th through the 15th next year for those that are ready for it. So it's going to be a fun time. All right, let's move on to Devils Trucking. So we got a high stakes here, Taylor. You're going to be playing in it. I unfortunately have a wedding. We got a little bit of drama with some of these first round matchups. It's going to be fun here. Some of these teams are pretty well stacked. We also got some moving around as we get into the later part of the year. Not everybody can make every tournament. So just wanted to throw out a couple teams that I've been thinking of and maybe get your thoughts on the tournament. Of course, we have the CJJN team, and that's a team where Federico, Jose, Joe Zazar, and Nico Fox have teamed up to play at Jerry's. And the first matchup they get is ABV. So Dennis is back with his boys, and we got a great first-round matchup there. Any thoughts on that one? How do you think it's going to go?
I'm going to try to get there early to watch that game, and I'm going to verbally root for ABV. That's my thought.
So rooting for ABV, but not saying who you think's going to win.
You know what? I think. To be honest with you, that game right there, it's tough, dude. But they get them the first game of the morning. They're gonna have to adjust to the court a little bit. I mean, I think it's a toss-up. If you want my honest opinion, I think it's a toss-up.
So adjusting to the court, I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue for Chris or Joe. Jose is going to be hitting 1, I'm assuming, and probably Nico 2, unless they try to keep Jose with his ball back. It'll be interesting maybe to see how their lineup's going to shake out. Typically, I would say Jose on a synthetic court, leave him with the ball back. But maybe on that court where it's just so sticky, where basically like every one of Jose's hits, I think, has a better than 50% chance to stick around. Maybe that's the play. Listen, I'm going to call the upset. I'm going to call ABV with the win. I have some of my hard-earned money on them, so I figured if Dennis is going to stare me down, I might as well win some money off of that. So I think ABV is going to win this game. I think whoever loses doesn't matter. Like, that's just one loss. And they're going to crawl and climb their way, and they're going to make a run in the losers bracket and try to get back to the top 4, top 3, and most likely do it. So, maybe even win the championship. I don't think the loss will deter either of the 2 teams. Going to be a fantastic game. You guys, BSB, you got Alta House. So Alta House is going to be Chippy, Doug Carter, James Salvaggio, and our buddy Lou Nacera coming up from Koppel. What's your thoughts
very
there?
interesting team. Very interesting team. I mean, if people that know us, that watch us play, the first game or 2 is always a struggle for us. So if people want to pick an upset, I wouldn't blame them. But, we're obviously going to expect to win this tournament. So hoping that's the case.
You're going to have a little bit of a tough matchup. I like just other teams that I was looking at. I like both the Molisani teams. Molisani 1, Tony Sr., Ron Dog, Felice, and Marco. So you'll be able to see Marco live in action. You've heard from everybody when you didn't mention him as one of the top shooters. So you're going to be able to see him live, see how he performs.
That's a good team.
In a great pressure environment. Molisani 4 is Rocco Guerreri, Pete Melaragno, Peter Barak, and Tony Mel Jr., another great team. I think they're going to fare pretty well there. And, the Unit's back out of retirement. So Unit, Russ Johnson, Esno, and Jimmy Oma are coming up to play in Cleveland.
What a ragtag group that is, man. The only thing bigger shocker is it'd been better if Andy Sweeney was on that team. That would have been the kicker.
and the best part is Andy's going to be there. Right?
I know.
And of course, like Andy comes with all the drama. Yep. He's playing with Bubba and Steve Morgano. Pope is in the hospital, unfortunately. Hopefully he recovers well. So prayers out to Pope.
Yep.
And they picked up a pretty darn good player in Frank Rossi. another one of the unit's former teammates. I think we're going to see some chirping on the court.
Nice.
Between both those teams, whether they play each other or not. And just a couple other teams, just throwing out some, some other ones out there. We got the Adelios team. They're playing with Gianluca DeFranco, who doesn't really play much. I don't think he lives in town. So I think I just saw, maybe on the Fall Mall, Sonny. But he's played with Jason Melaragno, Sergio DeFranco, and Marco Orlando. I mean, that's a great team. We got the 3-3-0 team, which is Dante Lovell teaming up with two of the Lorenzino's guys, Gianni and Matt, and bringing in a heavy hitter, Brett W. We got Bobby Middle, of course, playing with Vivo and PJ and Durkin. I mean, there's just like players galore. Not even mentioning like that Nuvo Amici team who got, I believe, second place a couple years ago. Chris Chem, Cugini, Hilvers, and Painter. There's just like players everywhere. Nardone's playing with Nick Cat. I mean, like I just like names. You just keep going through these names. There's so many great players that are going to be there. It's going to be interesting to see, who's going to rise to the top. What do you got? Who's your top three?
I'm going to say us. I'm going to say, was it JJN, right? Chris Federico, Jose. And I'm going to go with Adelios. Adelios is my top three. I mean, but honestly, like, would you be surprised if any of these teams are made in the top three? No, you're not.
Only one I'd be surprised is maybe like Trump 24, Tully's got guns. Could they do it? Yeah, but I think they're just younger. It's going to be hard for them to string together those, 5 wins.
BSB is 0-3 against them, just so everybody knows. We have yet to beat that team.
We didn't even mention Devil's Trucking, which just said, Jerry Fletcher, Jerry and Jerry,
yes.
Dan Trepepi and Posk.
Also
on their home court. Like
that's what I mean. You can't. Yeah, it's tough, dude. This tournament, I'm actually very disappointed. And why I'm disappointed is there's only 13 teams in this thing. I go to a lot of tournaments. I talk to a lot of people. Where are you all at? What are you doing? Is $200, $250 like that bad that you don't want to come out and play? A lot of people talk about how they're good and they want to compete. They want to compete at the best. Here's a chance. Where's everybody at? Where'd they all go?
So I'll say a couple things. So one, it's the weekend before Thanksgiving, which I think potentially hurts it a little bit. I got a wedding. If I didn't, I would be there. There'd be another team. You get to 14. I think that between that, I think that some people are botched out. They just went to Dallas or, they've been playing all year. So maybe there's a little bit of that fatigue. And then when you get a tournament like this, and I'll just speak to like where I was as a player a couple years ago, like, it's a pretty big investment. Like I had gone here and played with Chris and Dante Lovell and my brother Angelo. And like, we went for the experience, but we also knew that we were throwing our $200 a player away. It wasn't going to come to fruition. When you've never seen a win, when you never had a top 2, top 3, it's a lot different throwing $60 to come for the day than it is to throw a much higher amount. So I think it's a little bit of that as well. And it'll be interesting to see with all these now bocce tournaments that are out there. It's not like you have to play in the high stakes if you want to play that month. You have multiple other choices to play last weekend or this weekend or the next weekend. You don't have to go play if you don't want to. I don't know if that's leading into that as well.
I have some responses to you. The first and most glaring one is, okay, I get it. Maybe you don't want to pay $250 to enter a tournament. But if you go to Lorenzino's and you pay $60 to play in a tournament, the drinks aren't free. The food's not free. You're going to end up spending $200 anyways. I had to hear Stewie complain about a $130 bar tab bill from Lorenzino's from a couple weeks ago. I mean, you're still going to spend money. You travel, you do those things. Like, in order to get better, you got to play tournaments like this where all the teams are good. You have to. That's part of it. So, you might get that. Corey Whitway, you're on the comments, right, buddy? You're listening to me. Why aren't you in this tournament, bro? Get some guys, come play. You're not scared. Come on, bro.
Listen, I agree.
Come on, Corey. I consider you one of the best. Why aren't you playing in this tournament? I want to know. I want to know. Robertson, where are you at, dude?
Mike Robb. I mean, there's plenty of great. Dante Chiavetti's not going to be there. There's plenty of great players that aren't there.
Plenty of great
Dante Delisio, Rock Delisio, not going to be there. So I mean, there's plenty of guys that could be able to show up and play. Fatal Four, they could be there. Let's go see what you got. So a couple comments before we move on to what's going on next month. Pete said, "Why is Matt rooting for Pete Russo?" Is on the comments. He wanted to know why you're rooting for ABV over the CJJN team.
Everybody likes, not everybody. A lot of people like the underdog. Obviously, ABV is an underdog in that game. That's why. I mean, I'm rooting for the underdog. But I will say, to answer your question, if we make the finals, I obviously would really want to play against Jose, Chris, Joe, and Nico. I mean, that would be, I want the competition. I want to play the best. So, if they do well, great. I hope they do. I hope we see them later.
Great. Yeah, Pete says he wish he was going. It's a great place to play, Pete. For anyone that hasn't been there, it's going to be a great place. And Pete, maybe in the comments, let us know if you're going to be headed out to Connecticut for the high stakes out in Connecticut for the doubles. I know, Taylor, you're going to be out there playing with Cap. We got Stewie playing with Ron Dog, MHP playing with Sean New. I'm going to be out there playing with Jimmy Pie. So it's going to be a lot of fun being out there in Connecticut again. So if you're going to be out there, hopefully see you out there, Pete. All right, let's move on to next month in Bocce, and then we can be able to take your calls. Thanks, everyone, for being patient. So let's move it on up. So coming up next month in Bocce, so we just had the king of Lorenzinos. Lee Crisp is going to be putting on the queen. So singles competition out there in Youngstown. Going to be a lot of fun watching these girls. We don't see many singles women's tournaments. In fact, I haven't seen one. So I'm just really excited to see the stamina that you need to play singles. It's so much different. You and I can both attest to that.
Yep.
The mental fortitude that you need, the game calling, a lot of women that are playing here don't typically call their games. It's just the way that it is. They typically are playing co-ed bocce. They're typically playing league. And for the most part, the male on team, when they play co-ed, is calling the game. Not saying that's the way it has to be. I'm just calling the fact is the fact. I'm excited for some of these women that I know that I believe are great players to get the straps taken off. I always tell Diane, your dad's not here. Your dad's not here to tell you what to do. It's on you. You know what to do because you've seen it so many times. And I'm really excited to watch these phenomenal women being able to call their own game, and we get to see that talent shine through. And so one of the cool things that Lee did as well, she texted everyone that was in the competition and said, hey, we haven't seen a singles tournament for women in the States that has been backwall dead. Would you be up for it? And the majority of the women that are playing all picked backwall dead. So they're playing what I would believe is the correct way to play on a synthetic court, on a one that you could be able to roll to the back wall. We're going to be able to see all this new strategy instead of playing back wall live. I'm so excited for this tournament. I'm so excited for these women, and I'll be there helping stream too at Lorenzino's. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Agreed.
Who do you think, who's your favorite? Who do you think's going to win singles wise from the Queen of Lorenzino's?
That's easy. I can't go against her. It's my girl, Tiffany. I mean, I'm taking Tiffany. I'm a supporter of Tiff. I love all those girls. I think a lot of them can win. Jen, Tess, Courtney Polacera isn't playing. She's gonna be having a baby, but Leslie Redmond. I mean, there's tons of really good players, but I'm going with Tiff. I'm going with the bloodline. I'm going with Harper. I'm all in.
We're also going to be, I believe Val's coming in for this too from Canada, which will be a lot of fun. Yep.
Oh, she's going to be one of the favorites then. She's going to be one of the favorites. Tiff, come on, girl. I got my money on you. Let's go.
I love it. We also got the Neo Winter Classic will be coming up in middle of December. That's in Cleveland. Those courts are wild, Taylor. I mean, it's like one of the harder places to roll on. But I'm very excited. We actually made a run last year. I played with Sharon Perry and Diane, and we run last this year. I'll be back and play with Bubba. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun playing with Corey Witt and James Savage. So excited to be there. Are you playing with Tripp for that one?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. We have
And then
no Anthony Cap though, so we need to find. We haven't found a fourth yet.
Oh, interesting. Well, your
Yeah.
phone line will be open. Great. You're gonna have 500 texts.
We are still looking for a fourth. Yes.
I could be that one. In the double, we got a big doubles tournament coming up as well at the end of December. Two big doubles tournaments. First one at Tokelana that Russ Johnson's putting on. They're going to have their own club doubles tournament, so that'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll get some great streaming from out there. Always fun watching those guys from New York battle each other. And then we got the Jimmy the Bull doubles tournament, second annual. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got 3 brackets, I believe, of 16 people. That's going to be a great tournament. So 48 teams. I'm really excited for that one at Lorenzino's. I'm going to be playing with Danny Melaragno there. So me and the young one taking the young one. 2 Danny is going to go after it and see what we can do at Lorenzino's. Should be an exciting time.
Okay. I like it.
So we'll be previewing that one. All right, so that was next month in Bocce, and we're getting close to 4 o'clock. So let's turn on the phone lines, Mike. Let's see if we could be able to get someone to join. This is our first time doing this, so it'll be exciting to see how this works.
I'm gonna turn on our Wizard of Oz cam here while I do this, so we don't just have silence. Hopefully this works.
Great.
Let's see. All right. So you're going to scan. We don't have a phone number yet. Deb, we'll get a phone number eventually to simplify it, but we need some more hardware for that. So to call in, you're going to scan this QR code. Let's see. And then I'm going to have to go in here. It's going to be first come, first serve right now. So you're going to scan the QR code, and then I think it gives you a couple options. You're going to join the video chat room here, basically. And you're going to have to click like allow camera and whatever else it asks you. So we'll see. We'll give it a couple minutes, see if anybody wants to. Let me see.
I like
It's
it.
an experiment. It would be simpler, of course, to have a phone number. We'll figure that out. But for audio routing reasons, it's not as simple as it could be. Well, the
Tonight, I don't care if it's snowing outside.
Ask him why he's not in the high stakes tournament.
I promise.
I see a comment here in the chat. To be clear, it's not your video is not going to be on. When you join, it'll just be audio. So don't worry about that. But we got no takers so far, gentlemen. Oh, looks like we got somebody here. Let's see. Oh, okay, we got a couple. They're rolling in now.
All right.
We got to go first come, first serve. Oh, if you're listening to the show too, you got to it's echoing. Whoever is on the line here. First of all right, you're not on the show yet, but who is this on the line? Yeah, same as normal talk radio. You got to turn the show off. Yeah, we hear you now. What's up? Who is this? Who we got?
Nico.
Nico. Hold on. Let me add you to the show, Nico.
Nico driving into Cleveland.
Nico, you in a car? You get your driver's license?
Nice.
Are you driving?
Let's see.
Nico is your
You
dad.
should be on the show, Nico.
He's just like
Oh, your
Stewie. His mom has
connection's
to take him to
cutting
each tournament.
Nico. There you go. Okay.
Can everybody hear him?
Yeah.
Nico, what's up, man? You excited to
How's
come
it
out?
going, Matt?
Good, man. Have you been to Jerry's yet? Have you played
Everybody
here?
should be able to.
Yeah, once for a little small doubles tournament.
Okay. How'd you like it?
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
What was your
Nice to shoot on.
right? What I know that you've talked to Jose prior to this tournament, so I want to know, what you told him about it. What's the strategy? Please tell us all.
We're just gonna play our game. We got some good players, a lot of good players in the tournament. I think if we just play good, we'll win some games.
What do you think about your first round matchup with ABV?
Tough game. They're having a rough year. They're gonna try to end the year on a high note, so it's gonna be a tough game.
Yep. First game of the tournament too. Can't wait. I'm gonna try to be there for sure.
Well, if you're gonna have to leave early.
I love you, Nico. I love it. I love it, dude. I love it. Listen, guys all want to take shots at me. That's cool. That's cool. I like it. I can dig it.
Nothing crazy. I don't want to,
I like it.
keep everything modest.
Keep everything modest, huh? Yeah. Is that what your dad's telling you in the background? I know he's listening. All right. I
Losing twice in the finals is no fun, right, Taylor?
No, Nico, it's not. Okay. You know, if you listen to the show, which you have been, you know it's been very sensitive to this. And it doesn't matter who I play with. If I'm in the championship, I'm gonna get second. That's what it is.
Twice too. I mean, that was tough. That was
Yeah,
tough
it was.
games.
It definitely was. When are you gonna make your appearance in Dallas?
I don't know. It's on my birthday next year, so we'll see.
Oh, a little birthday present from Fred. Hey, Fred, little birthday present.
Thanks.
You executed. It's all about execution, man. You did great.
Man.
All
See you
right,
guys
Nico,
soon.
thanks for
Yep.
joining. We'll talk to you later.
See you.
Let's bring up, I think Corey Whitway was next.
See you soon, guys.
See ya. What? Still can't hear you, Whit. Go to speaker. He's trying. Give him 5 more seconds, Mike, and then we'll move on. Move on until he figures it out. All right. Who else we got here? Somebody else on the live. Who we got?
I just realized
Who's showing the picture of their desk?
That's all right. Somewhere in the connection crap that I had to restart. We should be good.
Who's
now.
that? Lee. Lee in the classroom.
Not much. How are you guys? Grading my papers. I don't think I do this. Yeah, I teach second grade.
That's got to be so much fun.
Oh my God! You know what happened today? Somebody wet in my chair, and now I have to throw it out. Not a good day.
You're gonna be just like
pretty
like playing against Stewie. You'll be just like playing against Stewie.
Pretty nice run you got your girls had in Dallas. You get third in the silver division, right?
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
A second.
We saw a different side of you, Lee. You were letting the girls run wild. They were doing shots. They were dancing. They were partying. What happens in Dallas stays in Dallas, unless it's respect the line. And then it all comes out. But you let the girls kind of run wild when you knew, like, the chances for gold were slim to none and slimmer.
Well, yeah, that was a weird situation because actually I was like, I kept telling them, I'm going to do it up in Dallas. I'm going to let loose. I'm always kind of straight laced. And Lee were out. I 100%. Bad call or not, but I definitely think we have the ability. We've gone far, and we were the only women in the in any of the standings in Dallas, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I don't disagree with you.
So, and you mentioned
So Lee, it was nice having you on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, go. I was gonna say one last thing, if you don't mind, just a little bit about the Queen of Lorenzinos, and then we got to move on to the next one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we have like 30 women, 31 women. We have 3 brackets going Friday, Saturday afternoon, or Saturday morning, Saturday evening, and then the championship Sunday. We are playing Back Wall Dead. Super excited about that. And there are some girls who are very nervous because they're not used to the one person. But you know what? I keep telling them it's a rollers game, and it could be anybody's game. So it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually going to look forward to going down and watching that.
Yeah.
I will.
Well, and we could
For sure.
just real quick before I go, anybody who could come and help, because I don't think women in general are particularly slow, but it's tough. A one person, it's hard.
Right.
So if anybody can come out and help, check balls and call and everything, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Thanks for joining.
Sure. Talk to you guys later.
All right, who's next, Mike? Yeah.
That beer. Wow. Looks amazing. Listen, I got a serious question to ask you, man. Why aren't you playing this weekend?
Over Bocce, so it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss in the wintertime.
Okay. Yeah, right. I understand that. Okay. You get a
Unfortunately.
pass.
Yeah, I would have
You
loved
get
to
a
play. I
pass.
haven't been up at Jerry's since the COVID year that Alta House went up. They went over there that year. So I'm itching to get back there, that's for sure. But I wanted to bring something up that no one, I don't think, mentioned it. I might have joined a little late, but I didn't hear anybody talk about that football game last night. I know it's a Bocce broadcast, and I get
Which
it.
game are you referring to? Which game are you
I think it
referring
was
to?
Thursday night. I think it was
Are you
Browns and
talking
Steelers.
about that slop fest of a game between two awful rivals? Let me tell you something. There isn't two more franchises I hate more than the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Honestly,
I love it.
I mean, listen. Oh God, I wish Bane blew up that stadium and actually was the Steelers and the Browns. Dark Knight. Okay, that's what I wish. I mean, who cares about that game? Honestly.
All I know is we're not hearing Jimmy Paisano talk anymore. That's fun, at least.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was super quiet. Like IMBS Facebook page was posting, "Come down."
Oh, sure,
Steelers,
right, yeah,
Browns
absolutely.
game. Then all of a sudden, quiet.
Crickets in the fourth quarter. Yeah, quiet. We're off to a 2-8 Browns team with Jameis Winston. I mean, you can't make it up, dude. Can't make it up.
Here, only in Cleveland. Only in Cleveland.
Nick Chubb has one good leg.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Right.
Thanks for joining, Whit. You ready for that You ready for that tomahawk tonight? We got to celebrate.
Let's go. We'll send some screenshots to Mr. Taylor.
I love it.
Please don't save me. Save me. Please don't.
Listen,
Please.
as much as he ate in Dallas, he should take a break. Mike, bring him on. Let's go.
Can we get some real questions? Somebody in the comment ask us some tough questions, okay? Somebody. Grow some balls. Let's go.
All right, someone should be coming up. Somebody live now? Can they speak? Might be. Yeah, it's the person whose screen is spinning. If you're on wait and speak right now, or hold your peace.
Maybe they went to the bathroom.
All right, we got to move on. Who's next? You got someone next, Michael? We got someone with the remote.
Oh.
I'd be Andy Sweeney. Spinning like a kid. Or girl. That's got to be Jen Hardy. I'm going to bet. See if Michael can switch over. Jen's on it. We'll connect. Jen asked as we're waiting, or I'm sorry, Lee asked if we would have won Dallas, who do you think the MVP would have been? Personally, I think it would have mattered what happened in those two games, right? We would have to. We were down 10-4 when we got the 4-bagger and the 2-bagger. We would have had to win that game, and then I would say whoever was the best player in the second game would have been.
Would it be the MVP of the championship or the tournament?
It's the tournament. It's the tournament.
I would have said Anthony.
Anthony was the best.
Yeah.
But I think that any game that it's like, well, you don't get a chance to be the MVP. It's like it's like the MVP in football. You don't get the chance if you don't win. So you have to be able to win that championship. And if we would have had that, I think Chris was a no-brainer though.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Chris being the MVP for sure.
Got some other. If you got some questions, please put them onto the chat. I know Dante Delicio's trying to join in. Says he got
beautiful.
He says he's having some trouble processing right now. Well, we are ESPN. He's blaming by
ESPN, so. This isn't ESPN. So we got to work with what we got.
Loading up. If you got some questions, throw it out there, please, into the comments. So we at least talk until this gets loaded. We're gonna try this for a couple more minutes, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna have to shut it down. So hopefully we can get it going.
We got to get to Dante. I'm sure he has a great dumb question to ask.
Come on, Dante, join the QR code. We need you.
Yeah, plug in the QR code. It's not hard. I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure you do.
He said,
well, the issue is on the.
Tell Danny, I'll tell my senior vice president to hold on until next time. Told him what the hell he didn't join. It's 3 to 4 o'clock. Does Dante really work on a Friday? Really? Like really?
Does anybody really work? Does anybody really work on a Friday? What I mean, does anybody?
I'll tell you what Delicio's doing right now. He has like 18 fantasy football leagues that he manages. So he has all these group texts managing these fantasy football leagues. He's managing the bocce season. He's managing, who his top 10 of every single historical baseball player is, and where Rod Carew fits on the list. I know exactly what Dante's doing right now.
I'll tell you what, he really pissed off Sean New this weekend. I tell you that much. The LeBron Jordan debate got heated. Of course, I had to throw my.
And Dante was not, right?
Yeah. Sean didn't necessarily acknowledge that LeBron was the best, but he was defending him. You just hear Jimmy in the background trolling Sean the whole time. Head tilted, cocktail in hand. It's like it's a script I can write for sure.
They never poured a Vegas bomb before at the Dallas racetrack until Jimmy P got there.
No. Listen, Jimmy P. Dude, if Vegas bombs become popular in Dallas, it's going to be because of Jimmy, and he's going to tell you it's because of him. So
I love it. Pete Russo says Jordan, hands down, the best ever.
finally, we agree on something, Pete. Finally, we agree on something.
Love it. All right, so we are maybe like one more minute. We're going to try to get this going. I know Michael's trying to do his best work. We could see Jen. We could see that video. She has the Mucinex out. Somebody else is spinning a third one. I can see Jen's thumb. And then I'm assuming Dante is the third person. I don't know who's spinning here. But we can't see any video there. And I think Michael's trying to get this.
Jen, we can't hear the audio? Mike's working on that right now? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you.
Join on my other computer. I don't know what it is. It's something. Sometimes it's saying some of the other people have a bad connection, and then also something in the processing is not happy because it's all running through the same thing.
Someone talking now? Can we hear someone now? No.
I think it's still Jen. Somebody else.
Tell Dante to put his question in the comments, and we'll ask it.
Can everyone hear us now, Michael?
Yeah. Yes.
Dante, put a question in the comments. Come on, we need one here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be struggling. We're going to be struggling to do the live. We're having some technical difficulties, but we'll answer any questions you guys put in the comments for the next couple minutes.
Okay. Well, we at least tried, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think. I don't know. This QR code thing was never ideal from the beginning, but
we'll figure it out for the future. Mike, thanks for getting this started. At least we got the first calls ever on a Bocce live show. That was fantastic. Taylor, we had a great week in Bocce in Dallas. We're gonna have a great weekend out there at Jerry's. Want to thank everybody for joining. Just a reminder, if you're watching, make sure you like and subscribe to the Bocce Broadcast Network. Make sure you're following all of our socials, the BBN, us, of course, that Respect the Line. And, we really appreciate, the entire country. And, of course, our friends up in Canada, too, tuning in and spending part of your day with us. We find this sport pretty special. And Matt and I, we along with Michael, we have a lot of ideas on how to be able to grow the sport. So please pay attention, stay along with us, and we'll keep on moving, keep on going.
Thank you, everybody.